Hello and welcome. My name is Evgeny Rusakov and you're watching your favorite TVP World program, Interview from Vilnius. Today's children grow up in a world where the internet and digital technologies are part of everyday life from a very early age. Alongside new opportunities, this also brings new risks, making cybersecurity education increasingly important. To discuss these challenges, we are joined by Aliaksei Shauchuk, EdTech entrepreneur, educator, and the author of the science fiction novella Stellar Vacation: The Mystery of Orion. Aliaksei, glad to see you in our studio, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for your invitation. I'm glad to be here too.
Before we start discussing your book, how would you assess the role of the internet and digital technologies in children's lives today?
Our children right now live in internet. I think it's like an era for that, for them, and it's a part of their life. Maybe it's not important part of our life, but our children will be living in other environment. I mean digital environment. Digital environment is an important part of their life and socialization.
Sure. Okay, so here's the question then. Where should the balance lie between opportunities and risks?
Oh, thank you. It's a very good question because I'm sure it's very important for many parents and balance. It's give our children a skill to control their relationship with internet and everything that internet give them. It's called digital balance.
Okay.
Balance between real life and balance between digital life, and it's one of important skill for our children. Digital skills, that's name. And when we're talking about balance, we need to give them first of all control. Not very hard control, but we cannot ban everything. It's not a good way, but we need to give them, as a parents, control. Many scientists, psychologists recommended give them about 1 or 2 hours per day to use digital gadgets. For example, okay. It's like a door to the digital world. But also another part, it's balance inside the digital world. It can be entertainment or something for teaching, for learn something interesting new, for logic. Maybe for young children, it's
drawing, for example.
Yes, drawing and many interesting.
Something.
Yes, absolutely right. Many interesting things can develop our children and prepare them for new world.
Okay, that's a good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, again, when we talk about those, digital balance, let's call it that way. What are the most common mistakes children make online? And what kinds of cyber threats are they most vulnerable to?
Oh, first of all, it's a password. 20 million people, 20 million persons in the world use so simple password like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
or
6.
Or admin or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. QWERTY, yes. And it's first place in the all...
in the whole world, that's right.
The whole world, yes. And we can call it four important rules. Yeah. First of all, password. 2, it's if in internet promise something free.
It's not free.
It's not free. It can be dangerous, very dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah. And another 3, it's don't share personal information.
Well,
school, address, names, etc., etc. No personal information in the internet. And 4, no silent. Maybe most important rules, no silence. What does that mean? Children must have trust adult parents to talk about everything
That happens on the
what's
internet.
happening in the internet with them, because silent it's a weapon of the threats.
Malicious threats.
Yes,
That's right.
and different threats.
So first of all, you have to tell your kids that if there's anyone that writes to you or something, you should always tell your parents, in order for your parents to stay alert, and in order for your parents just to check out if there's something wrong happening there.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Okay, so Alexei, is there anything else that you would mention that children have to know about cybersecurity today?
Yeah, as I said before, it's first of all, it's a password. Password is a secret key for your digital security. Yeah, and second, it's if something looking good in the internet or in your email.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not a good.
Like someone
things.
promises you like $40 billion or something like that.
Yeah,
you shouldn't trust them.
or free achievement of your favorite game.
Brilliant.
For example.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and what else? Most important, if something happened, talking with your parents, grandparents, or with adult, with teachers, because, for example, very popular is cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying.
Yeah, it's also one of the threats, and very often children not feeling good to say about that their parents. That's
This is what they definitely should say.
Yeah.
that this is happening.
Why they don't want to say? Because they're afraid that parents take the phone or give a limit or limitation of the use digital gadgets, etc., etc.
Kids shouldn't be afraid of that, but
yeah.
kids should always tell their parents. I do agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about safe online habits? How could parents help their children to develop those?
As you see, maybe with your friends or with your children, they interested in gadget starting by 3-4 years old.
That's true.
It's a first step. When your children see you with gadget and interested in, you can start explain how to use it safety.
At what age do you think those online habits, parents should start developing those online habits?
It's depend on how to children understand and growing up, because in different ages they understand environment different way, and I'm sure about 7-8 years old we'll need to start teach them how to use directly like subject in the school, because 70% of children between 8 to 12 in their life meet different threats in internet. It's terrible.
It's 70%.
70%. It's terrible numbers, and we need to do something with that. We need to teach.
And here we've got your book to help us with that teaching, right? And so you are the author of the book Stellar Vacation: The Mystery of Orion, a science fiction novella with elements of cybersecurity education. So how did the idea for this project come about?
More than 10 years ago, I founded a school of digital skills for children and teenagers. And I saw many children who ignored the safety in the internet. And with our colleague, we discussed how can we help them that rules, because on the one time we said him use the right password, but they immediately forgot it. Suddenly I understood that not need to notation, they need a hero.
Okay.
hero and example of their favorite hero, because they like every children love computer games.
Sure.
And I want to, and that moment decided to give them invisible education. Hero do something with cybersecurity or do something wrong.
Okay.
And after that they fix it, or their friends fix it, this problem. And when...
And that's how children learn it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. In your opinion, can fiction sometimes teach these topics more effectively than traditional educational materials?
I'm sure, because I can answer for that question. Why science fiction? Because that gives me more space for to create a different situation, different event for
solving the problem.
Yeah, how to solve this problem with cybersecurity. And science fiction can give more imagination.
Which is very important.
Yeah, especially when I use space, spaceships, battle, and adventure.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Aliens. Yeah, and but another additional way, I'm trying to create a special application where I try to implement different additional tasks, quizzes, or stories with the same heroes with another situation, and children can use that quiz in their phones. And also teachers.
So you've mentioned teachers, and here's my final question then. Given the growing role of digital technologies in everyday life, should schools introduce cybersecurity as a separate subject?
Absolutely yes. My answer for this question, absolutely yes. Because what I saw in many schools, we teach them programming or first step in information technologies, but that's not enough. Why? Because as you see, digital environment right now take biggest part in our life than early. Not many children you can see playing in the playground or in other places.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, but because they prefer computers,
they prefer gadgets. Yes, that's right.
Gadgets, and we teach them rules how they need to
safe behavior in the internet. Cyberbullying, the one you've mentioned already.
Yeah, yeah.
Digital hygiene. That's
yes, it's one of the important parts, because we teach them how to wash arms every day, because bacteria or usual safety. Sure. But why we don't teach them digital security? It's my answer, yes.
When do you think this subject will become a subject in the schools?
10 years and maybe later. Education system is like a big ship. We need to turn in the right way, but when we try to turn big ship, maybe you know, maybe not, but it's need to more time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it's like a big ship, and that's why I take my forecast 10 years more. But as I see, government and government organization in Lithuania and another country, European Union, also pay attention for that problem, but not enough.
Aliaksei, thank you for joining us today very much, and I really hope to see you some other time with your new book, with some new adventures of our heroes. Thank you for joining us today once again.
Thank you.
Two dads sitting in the studio and chatting about cybersecurity. I would like to remind our viewers that our guest for today was Aliaksei Shauchuk, EdTech entrepreneur, educator, and the author of the book Stellar Vacation, The Mystery of Orion. You're watching TVP World. Stay safe.